reflecting on the results of yesterday. Results where we saw that more than 545,000 New Yorkers gave us a mandate to make this city affordable.
So, a lot of New Yorkers were surprised by Zohran Mamdani's recent win in the Democratic mayoral primary. But if you've been following how young people have been trending in terms of their views of socialism, you might not have been. Mamdani was controversial for a lot of his more socialist policies, including frozen rent, free bus tickets, government run supermarkets, and a $30 minimum wage by 2030. But that's something that would actually, not surprisingly, be very popular with Gen Z. A March 2025 survey by Cato asked 18 to 29-year-olds whether they had a positive or negative view of socialism, and fully 6 in 10 had a positive view. And they actually also asked them about communism, and more than 1 in 3 said they had a positive view. If you compare that generationally, it tapers down very quickly, all the way to 2% in the 65 plus generation. So you might be wondering what this all has to do with the election. Well, it seems like Mamdani brought a historic number of young people out to the polls. In the 2 weeks leading up to the election, there were 37,000 new registrations in New York City. Compare that to the 2 weeks leading up to the 2021 election, and there were just 3,000. We also know that roughly a quarter of primary voters in this past primary were first-time participants in that type of election, and that in the early voting period, a majority of voters were in the 25 to 34 age bracket. So the bottom line is that socialism is very popular with Gen Z. Mamdani is a socialist, and Gen Z and millennials seem to have potentially brought him his victory in this election. So my personal take as a member of Gen Z who is not a socialist is that Mamdani was able to capitalize on the fact that Gen Z is definitely an ill-informed generation. We have the worst financial knowledge of any generation that's an adult today. When we were eighth graders, only 1 in 5 of us were proficient in history. And I think that's why 1 in 3 of us today now can say that we have a positive view of communism, a ideology that took 100 million lives in the 20th century. And I think that Mamdani was really very adept at using social media to reach young people and to capitalize on our fiscal anxiety and our economic illiteracy. And I don't think this is a good thing for New York in the long term.